Yes, people, wipe away, and it is a match day. Arsenal versus West Ham United today on Boxing Day, and I'm about to head to the Emirates Stadium in a couple hours' time to watch the match. But in the meantime, I thought I'd bring you guys a video. Today, I'm discussing whether Mikel Arteta is looking to transition Gabriel Martinelli from left winger to striker position for Arsenal Football Club. Let's start by talking about why I've been led to this conclusion. It comes from two factors. First of all, Gabriel Jesus, of course, unfortunately, required surgery and will be missing for an extended period. Around the end of February, he could return. This means we'll have around 2.5 months without a recognised starting number 9 of Gabriel Jesus' calibre. Of course, we have Eddie Nketiah, recently re-signed, given the number 14 shirt as well, for 5 years' time as well, re-signed. He is our backup striker and he's been drafted in for times like this. However, we also do know that Eddie Nketiah lacks consistency. We know it at his times in front of goal he can be clinical, but over an extended period, week in, week out for Premier League Cup games, can he do it? That is what we're yet to see, and we will also need a backup to the backup potentially as well with Eddie Nketiah. Someone to compete with him in case he gets injured as well. So why Gabriel Martinelli then? Why not Saka at striker? Well, when it comes to our talks for this January transfer window, David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano have made it crystal clear that Arsenal's number one primary target is Mykhailo Mudryk, a left winger from Shakhtar Donetsk. That's interesting, targeting a left winger. We all thought when Gabriel Jesus was injured we'd be looking for a striker, right? It's the most common sense thing to do. We need a backup striker to replace our injured striker. So why is the number one name on our targets a left winger? Especially given the fact that Emil Smith-Rowe, who also was playing left wing for us, is just returning from injury and will look like a brand new signing as well for this season, given he hasn't really played at all. So that leads me to the conclusion that Gabriel Martinelli will be shifted to number 9. The reason I've come to this is because he's expressed before that he does want to play in that position. He's got the legs for it. He's a player that can run in behind. We've seen him at times in previous seasons for Arsenal be that player that can run in behind and make chances. That game against Leeds last Christmas even, around that time, where he got 2 of his goals just running in behind the defence. He's shown that and he can play that from that number 9 position. Also, if you do look at Arsenal's system, we've got a flat back 4 with Ben White / Tomiyasu, and then our centre backs of Saliba, Gabriel, and then left back Zinchenko or Tierney. So the more attacking fullback is our left back. So what that means is Tierney at times this season would bomb all the way down and be basically as a left winger position, and Gabriel Martinelli would slot inside and be a striker. Alternatively, what would happen if we had Zinchenko in the team was that Gabriel Martinelli would be really wide on the wings, and then actually Granit Xhaka would come inside and become that kind of like left winger. It would give him space because Gabriel Martinelli far out on the left would attract the fullback to follow him, meaning there'd be a massive space in between fullback and centre back where Granit Xhaka would be able to drift inside to that position. We've got a few goals from those positions. Watch it back. Our first goal against Aston Villa right at the start of the season came from exactly that type of play. Gabriel Martinelli having the ball on the left wing. Xhaka made an advancing run and then he pulled it back for Jesus to score. So that maybe leads us to the conclusion that Gabriel Martinelli shouldn't play striker then, right? Because if he is operating better on that left-hand side where he can receive the ball out wide, dragging out the fullback and then running at him, or playing through Xhaka that can progress, maybe that suggests that Gabriel Martinelli should be left winger and shouldn't necessarily be transitioned to striker. That's definitely a point of reflection. Another point of reflection is that makes me think that maybe this isn't going to be the case, is that he went to the World Cup with Brazil. It's not like he's had those 4 or 5 weeks where Arteta could train him every day to try and mould into that striker position. They say when you want to change your position in football or to learn a position, it takes around 18 months. Now, although he won't be learning the striker position from scratch because he has got knowledge of it just through being an attacking footballer himself, it will still take a long time, especially in an Arsenal team that is smack bang in the middle of the season, looking to continue their title race. It would be very risky to have a position change midway through the season or get someone like Martinelli to adapt to be our lone striker, given our system only plays with one number 9. So maybe that leads me to the conclusion that it isn't necessarily the best thing for Martinelli. Moving on to my opinion now, and that does focus around my opinion, I don't believe we should move him. I think Gabriel Martinelli's best performances have come from that left-hand side. I love the fact that our 2 wingers, Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, are very wide and can operate from the wings and then have more space in the middle of the park for the Odegaards, the Xhakas, the Fabio Vieiras, and then also Gabriel Jesus as well. And at times our wingers can cut inside because of their inverted foot. Saka's left-footed and Martinelli is right-footed. If we do have Martinelli for the centre, the only way for me it would work is if we do have someone like Mudryk, who we signed on the left-hand side, who could also be a wide player. Because if we have Emil Smith-Rowe, for example, operating off that left, it doesn't necessarily think it would work with me, because him and Xhaka would kind of just be in each other's way, I think, at times. Because Smith-Rowe will be looking to cut inside, and then Xhaka can no longer make his progressive runs in behind, because he'll already have Smith-Rowe kind of taking up that position, if you get what I'm saying. So that's why I'm not necessarily leaning towards having Gabriel Martinelli at striker being his best position. But it is something, of course, Arsenal could be looking to explore. I've heard kind of rumours around Arsenal camp that is something that has been on the minds of Arteta and the coaching staff, especially because they do know that we are light in that striker position. Should, unfortunately, Eddie Nketiah get injured in the next couple months, we are without a recognised striker. Following Balogun has been out on loan in France. We do not have a striker at all if Nketiah gets injured. So if needs must, we would need to put someone like Gabriel Martinelli through the middle. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Where is Gabriel Martinelli's best position? Is it off the left, or do you think it is at striker? I've been White Football. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new around here, and I hope to catch you all in my next video.